good, everybody? I wanted to do your monthly reading. This is gonna be for May for Gemini, right? For those of you that know, I'm a fellow Gemini, so let's see what comes out for the collective for May. What do you need to know? Okay, so for May, I'm using the Dark Goddess Oracle deck first. Let's see. Oof. Makes sense. Lilith, rebellion. Uh-oh. Damn, Gemini, are you feeling rebellious right now? I'll just read the meaning because I'm curious what's going on. So, um, let's find out why Gemini is feeling rebellious. Pretty interesting. Rebellion. Lilith. I don't know how many of you have had interactions with Lilith, but I like Lilith. Okay. Now, meaning now is the time to make your own rules. Lilith encourages you to reclaim your power by doing what is right for you. Even if it goes against tradition, tap into your inner knowledge rather than following others. Some people may question you as you create your own path, leaving behind convention, but have trust in yourself. You don't need external approval to find freedom, happiness, and success. Wow. So, as a Gemini, I know I would definitely relate to the message of paving your own path, right? And so I don't know, some of you are in that kind of energy, not obviously, right? We all go through phases, so maybe maybe you haven't in the past, right? Maybe you're a Gemini that actually has followed the rules, but right now you're feeling like you're being guided to, march to the beat of your own drum. So let's see. What other message do you have for Gemini? It's pretty cool. I like it. Know your worth. So maybe it has to do with that, right? 54, which is 9, right? 549. Knowing your worth. Skunk spirit. That makes sense, right? Maybe, you know, someone or people were trying to put you in a box and you got tired of it and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing, and it has to do with knowing your worth, right? When it finally clicks, a lot of times that's when I guess it could be seen as rebellious, I mean, according to spirit world, right? But oracle message, what do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Skunk Spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high, knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are, and if your reputation precedes you, good. You have much to be proud of, and Skunk Spirit wants you to be your best self, the true you. Protection message. I don't know if this protection message represents, like, if the card came out in reverse, right? I'll just read it. Protection message. Not everyone will appreciate you. Many people have issues of their own to address, and you may trigger something in them, but if so, no matter. Skunk Spirit calls you to be fully yourself without apology. Now is the time for honesty and admitting that something does not sit right for you. You deserve the self respect that comes when you courageously choose to stand up for yourself and speak your truth in love. Remember who you are and what really matters to you, and act with integrity. You will be so glad you did. Wow. So that's pretty, you know, that's interesting. That's coming up. So, maybe you've been dimming your light for somebody, or you're trying to be diplomatic, but if someone doesn't understand the real you, wow, my whole gut's lighting up. So if someone doesn't understand the real you in the long run, maybe it might even seem hard, right? But in the long run, sometimes you could do what you got to do, right? If you have to go a different route, so be it. I guess, the spirit world knows, right? They see things from a higher perspective and they understand what it is, right? That's crazy. My whole like gut is lighting up. So let me know in the comments if anyone's resonating with that, obviously, right? So let's see what the tarot has to say. Maybe they can clarify a little bit of what you've been dealing with, right? So why is it? Oh, wow, that one just flew out quick. I think I hit the mic. That one just flew out quick. Oh, wow. Wow, celebration. I don't know. Maybe once you stand in your truth. And look at the throat chakra. Wow. So once you speak, maybe you're overthinking it, right? Because or you who knows, maybe people will be opposed to it, but then after, there's a celebration, right? And it's Aries energy, so I don't know. If celebration, family, union, return to home. Time to celebrate. Being stable, prosperity, peace, events, it even says wedding at the end, right? So I don't know, but it all has to do with you know, maybe speaking your truth, right? Throat chakra. So I guess if that's the obstacle you've been facing, right? To be your authentic self. All right. Is there any obstacle, or what's the biggest obstacle for Gemini with why are they having such a hard time speaking their truth? What's going on? Okay. If you want to. One of them almost came out, but oof, okay. I flew out. Ah, look at that. Something happened. There was a conflict before that part. And look at the throat chakra, but this is everything like opposite, right? The other one is like in a good way. This one's like there was something, right? Five of Swords. Aquarius. Maybe you had something with an Aquarius that like in no communication, sabotage, sacrifice, change. Engaño is what do you call it? Like oh my God, I can't think right now. Engaño. Like a double cross, right? Like someone did you dirty. Intimidation, abuse of power. Wow. Did someone send you some bad juju or something? Or something like a violence, assault, bullying, violation. Wow. In Spanish, I don't know if the English one says that, but it says straight out assassination. Maybe someone tried to assassinate your character. Hopefully, it's talking about in that way, right? I don't know. That's pretty crazy. All right. So let's see what. Obviously, you went through something that was. We'll just summarize it like that, right? You know your story, right? So something big happened. Wow, my gut is just lighting up like insane, right? Like wow. So something happened, right? That caused you to dim your light, to not speak up, and possibly with an Aquarius. So you know the story. All right. So how is this conflict being handled, or what was done about this situation that happened? What does Gemini need to know about this now? This thing from the past that oof, it's a decision. I don't know. Something changed. There's all this quick energy coming, right? I don't know. Okay, let's all right, that was too many cards, but let me throw these back in and let's get a little clarification because I want to make sure it's not, you know. Okay, clarify Eight of Wands because I want to make sure that doesn't mean like it's someone from your past trying to come back and say something or because of something you found out or something you heard changed everything about throat. Yeah, see, my throat, I'm feeling something. So I think something, there was some kind of communication and it was tied in. It affected your solar plexus as well. So, oh, wow, it's interesting. Right, King of Wands, the third eye. Something opened your third eye to something. Aries energy, quick and generous. Hmm. And this one even says marriage at the end. That's funny, huh? To what was the other Aries card? That one, huh? And that one says wedding at the end. This, I don't know. Are we still in Aries season? I think we're already in Taurus season. Did something change? Like the little lizard. I like that little lizard right there, just chilling. Look at the lions in the back. Something changed, right? Maybe that, right? From this, from dealing with someone like this, you know, maybe you met somebody that it was the complete opposite, right? And because of that, somehow it helped you, like it opened up your third eye again to something that had happened, right? Okay, let's see. Let's keep digging because I don't know. I want to see what this story is, how it's unfolding, right? Wow, Temperance. A lot of fire energy. Look, Sagittarius, Aries. That's crazy. Temperance. I don't. Well, it says positive mindset, right? So maybe because of something that happened, you started changing your mindset again. Something, right? Like at patience, moderation, adapting to something, right? Reflection, looking for peace. A good wed. Wow, everything's wow. So many weddings. So maybe some of you are getting married right now, or something. There's some kind of union. It talks about harmony, great talent, and creativity, perspective. The solar plexus, right? Wow, there's a lot. And then the strength came out too. Then that was number 14, right? 14, which is five, which is change. Eight, right? Maybe something is karmic, right? Like in a good way. And now you're feeling like you can take on the world. But I guess in the past you had doubt with someone that really affected. You know it happens, right? It happens. There could be one person. Like I just did an interview on my podcast, and sure enough, right, that person, they said one of their huge awakenings was after, a heartbreak, right? Relationship wise, right? And that sent them into a whole thing. They said that they were crying all the time, this and that. So obviously, I mean, that's all this life is, right? Relationships. It could be, imagine a work relationship, uh, you know, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever, right? Like being in relationships can affect yeah, it can really affect you. So maybe something had really messed you up, and now, maybe you were dealing with someone that was completely one way, right? Made you even question your self-worth, and then, maybe now you've met somebody, or you're about to, right? Maybe you're about to. Maybe all this, let me know, right? If it hasn't happened yet, then let me know when it does. Great love, dominion over material things, action, you know, um, success, right? Having a strong will, being able to tame the beast, right? So figuratively, spiritually, everything, right? Like literally, like I don't know, maybe you've been noticing animals come around you, right? Maybe for some reason you're outside and the animals are coming to you and everything. But Leo, right? Solar plexus again. That's crazy. So something had really devastated your confidence in the past, and it looks like it's coming in quick. If it hasn't already happened, either it came in quick or it's coming in quick. And man, so all the fire signs are here: Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It's almost like burning away all the. Maybe it started during Aries season, right? Like, yeah, we're already in Taurus season, right? So maybe it's been ongoing, and so yeah, all right. Any advice, I guess, for Gemini? Because yeah, I think you're already in that energy, really. If it hasn't happened yet, then it looks like it's gonna come in quick. And even that's eight, right? Eight. And then even temperance is well, even the strength, right? The eight, you know. There's a little infinity eight above, so that's interesting. Let me see. No. Wow. So this is the advice. I guess, obviously being a Gemini, don't get up in your head, right? Confusion. The hidden, right? It talks about fear, again, something shady, anxiety. Look at Pisces. Uh-oh. The illusion. Maybe there's some kind of illusion going. Wow, my whole gut is lighting up. So just be careful about illusions, right? It's funny behind it almost looks like nuclear plant things, right? It's really interesting. And even all the animals are kind of like looking up at oh wow, what's that, So don't get caught up by the illusion. There's weird energies going on right now as a collective, right? I was speaking to a few people, and there's been weird things happening for different people, so I know tregua means truce, right? Tregua. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Tregua. Yeah, truce. So I don't know. There's some kind of truce going on, and it's Libra, right? So Four of Swords, taking the time to, if you are in some kind of confusion right now, right? Just remember to take some time to rest. Look at the throat chakra. Be able to speak, right? Communicate. Maybe just that to communicate. Hey, that you need to take some time to rest. Communicate it to yourself, right? The mind, look at the mind has been overcharged, right? There's too much on your mind, and that causes stress, anxiety, fear. And so sometimes you need to take that time, right? Relax, peace and tranquility. Wow, and then healing, right? So don't ever feel bad about if you need to take a break or take some time for yourself, right? If people don't understand, then that's on them, and maybe that shows you that person in the long run. Because right, what if then I think there's nothing more disappointing than people that don't understand that, right? I think that's one of the most important things. If you need some alone time and someone is not understanding that, then maybe those are red flags, right? Because as a Gemini, 100% you need some alone time. I know that firsthand, right? So don't ever be afraid to voice that, right? That you need some alone time. Let me see what else can I pull? Okay. Yeah, Geminis get this, so I'm gonna pull from this Mystic Martian Oracle. Probably one of the decks I've used the least, but I like it. I just haven't really I don't feel it all the time calling to me in readings, right? But obviously Gemini would understand anything that comes out with it. So all right, let's see. Let's see if there's any last message for Gemini from the Mystic Martian. I really don't like the way this Oracle deck feels. See, like it's scratchy, right? Like it even I don't know, in my ears it even sounds weird. Like it's not all like smooth, right? But let's see what you have to say. Wow. That's awesome. 26 Alchemy, the Philosopher's Stone. Infinity, Destiny, Magic. Bam. That feels very Gemini-ish, right? Look at feels like the third eye, right? Being able to see everything clearly. Let me see. I don't know too much about. I've heard of the Philosopher's Stone, but I don't know like a whole lot. So let me just read. 26. And again, that adds up to 8, but who knows? Maybe some of you are 26. Maybe your birthday's May 26th. So let me see if there's 26. Oh, we're looking at page 26. Forgot 26. Alchemy. Didn't I just have my glasses over here? Oh, man, I didn't even notice that I put them back in the bag. All right, let me see. 26. Man, my stomach is singing. That's crazy. I don't even feel hungry, but I guess. All right, the Philosopher's Stone or the Great Work, Latin, Magnus Opus. Oh, wow, that's funny. I know there was a movie, Magnus Opus. Was Magnus Opus was a term for the ancient esoteric alchemist scientist prima matera work. Magnus Opus literally means masterpiece, and prima matera means formless substance from the universe. Ancient alchemy was shrouded in coded doublespeak, which involved both physiological chemistry of turning base metals into gold, known as the elixir of life and immortality. Possibly monatomic gold which holds interdimensional qualities. Simultaneously, the alchemists, scientists, mystics practice the esoteric shifting of universal ether essences in energy hidden to non-seers. The philosopher's stone alchemy symbol of squaring the circle is both mathematical and metaphorical. Mathematically, squaring the circle only with straight lines and circles is impossible. Metaphorically, squaring the circle is about the merging of spirit and matter. The large circle symbolizes the infinite macro universe. The triangle balances within the circles. The triangle balancing within the circle symbolizes the ether, spirit, trinity of past, present, future, life, death, rebirth, body, mind, soul. The material, that's funny because that's like 333, right? Ether, spirit, trinity, past, present, future, life, death, rebirth. Oh no, that's that's okay. That's not because it has another one. Uh, body, mind, soul. The material life, the material square inside the triangle symbolizes the four elements, four directions, and four seasons. The smallest circle inside the square symbolizes the micro infinite void that links you back into the macro infinite universe. Wow. So card meaning the transcendental time, space, infinity, shifting perceptions, new beginnings, change destiny, magic, ascended consciousness, cooking, chemistry, transformation, transmutation, metamorphosis. So you're going into a change right now, right? You're creating, stepping into the magician role, right? I mean, I don't know if you're really ever out of it, but it's like you remembered who you were after whatever you went through. So that's beautiful. Hmm. But again, right? Just make sure you take some time to rest, right? And yeah, I like it overall, right? I like it. See, and nine, right? 18. This adds up to nine. So I feel like it'll come to an end soon, right? Any confusion you've been having, but make sure you take some time to rest, right? I think obviously if you're tired, you're not gonna be able to think clearly, and yeah, so I don't know, it feels complete. I feel like that's a good message for May overall, right? As we're going into Gemini, so happy birthday to all the May Geminis. Um, so yeah, as we're going into May or during May, and you're going through this transformation, right? I feel like you already remembered who you are, or you're literally in the process of that, right? And you're going to be creating things, right? You're going to be, the magician once again, if you stepped out of that, right? If somehow you had forgotten who you were, you're being reminded of it right now as we speak. So yeah, let me know if it resonates. Give it a thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you. I'm sure I'll do another reading before the month is over, but yeah. Okay, thank you. Peace.